Let's take you now to the murder trial of slain footballer Senzo Meyiwa, and that is expected to resume in the High Court in Pretoria today. Earlier this month, Defence Counsel Charles Mnisi indicated that he was ready to proceed with the trial on the 19th of May. Mnisi is expected to cross-examine the head investigator, Brigadier Bongani Gininda, on behalf of accused number one, Muzi Sibiya. SABC News reporter Chriselda Lewis has more details on the trial and what's expected today. Chriselda, good morning. So the last time we heard from the judge, he didn't want any more delays, but there was another delay. So this morning, what are you hearing? What are the expectations?
Yes, Sakina, you'd recall that the last time we had a postponement in this matter, Advocate Charles Mnisi, who now represents accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, had asked for the lengthy postponement to allow himself to familiarize himself with all the documentation. You recall that Mnisi had taken over accused number one's defense. This was after the passing of his lawyer, Thulan Mngomezulu. So, Charles Mnisi indicated that, the documents that he needed to peruse were quite voluminous and he needed as much time as possible. But there had been a sitting a little bit earlier on this month, which was quite short, in which Judge Rata Mokgoatlheng wanted to know if Advocate Charles Mnisi was ready to proceed in this matter. He said he's ready to proceed today. But of course, what we've heard previously, and this was during the time that accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, was represented by Thulan Mngomezulu. Thulan Mngomezulu, one of the assertions that he made, Sakina, inside court was that 3 shots were fired inside the house belonging to Kelly Khumalo's mother, that Longwe Twala was carrying a gun, there'd been some scuffle, and of those 3 shots, one of the shots had grazed Zandi Khumalo, that Longwe Twala had also shot himself and had gotten some medical care afterwards, and the 3rd shot had basically hit and killed Senzo Meyiwa. So what will be very interesting to establish is whether Advocate Charles Mnisi, who's now the new legal representative who will continue with the defense of accused number one, Muzi Sibiya, whether he will continue on that same defense line, if I may. But also interestingly, because I know we don't have much time, Sakina, is that during this postponement also we saw police release a statement relating to a former investigator in this case who was, there was an attempt at kidnapping him. There was a robbery that also took place. He was forced off the side or onto the side of the road. And there are some documents relating to the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial that were stolen during that attempted kidnapping as well as a robbery. The police issued a statement a couple of days ago indicating that this is indeed the case. However, they say it's not going to affect this particular trial because the original docket is still intact. It is in safekeeping, and those were just copies that had been stolen of documentation relating to the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So they've assured the public that every single piece of documentation, there are photocopies and originals of those documents that are in safekeeping. However, it is certainly of concern relating to the fact that while police say they're investigating whether this attempted kidnapping and robbery is linked to this particular case, they are certainly, there is a cause for concern amongst members of the public that this is taking place.
Well, thank you so much, Chriselda Lewis, who will be updating us throughout the day on that Senzo Meyiwa trial. And she's been following that story since it started. So looking forward to see how things proceed today.